Hello, everyone. Welcome back to part two. We were discussing the question and answers from your chapter 15, which is play written by William Shakespeare, Hamlet. We have already completed the comprehension questions and the artices. Now, let's come to what skills and values we learn from this play. So we see that Horatio and the guards were believing in the superstitions, the omens, that the ghost probably or apparently was trying to show, he was trying to tell them that something unfortunate is going to happen. So in the play, Horatio, Bernardo, and Marcellus they consider the ghost as a bad omen. Omen means जब आप कुछ prediction करते हो, so it is a bad prediction that means something unfortunate is going to happen. What are the various events and things that they talk about? ऐसी कौन कौन सी चीजें थी जिसके बारे में उन्होंने बात करी जिससे कि हम ये कंसिडर कर सकते हैं that yes, the appearance of the ghost was a bad omen. We need to explain with examples from the play. So let's see the answer. To establish this point, Horatio, Bernardo, and Marcellus they spoke of the dead rising from their graves. Now, Horatio he recalls how the Roman general Julius Caesar was assassinated, and the day before he was assassinated, there were signals which showed that yes, there was something unfortunate that was going to happen. So to establish this point, ये चीज establish करने के लिए, ये चीज prove करने के लिए Horatio, Bernardo, and Marcellus they spoke of the dead rising from their graves and running through the streets of the Rome, speaking nonsense. That means speaking gibberish. They were speaking something which others were not able to understand just before the mighty emperor Julius Caesar was murdered. So to establish this point, Horatio, Bernardo, and Marcellus they start speaking of the dead who were राइजिंग फ्रॉम देयर ग्रेव यानी जो डेड हो चुके थे वो भी अपनी ग्रेव से निकल के बाहर आ रहे थे एंड दे स्टार्टेड रनिंग ऑन द स्ट्रीट्स ऑफ रोम एंड दे वर स्पीकिंग समथिंग इन जिब्रिश दैट मीन्स आपके टेक्स्ट में वर्ड जिब्रिश इज गिवन जिब्रिश मीन्स समथिंग विच अदर्स कैन नॉट अंडरस्टैंड those are not proper words. So this happened just before the day mighty Julius Caesar was assassinated. He was murdered. Then they also refer to the shooting stars that were seen in the sky at that time. And उसी रात को shooting stars भी देखे गए थे. And the fact that blood fell along with morning dew drops. Winters में आप सबने notice किया होगा dew drops होती हैं window panes पे, right? So there was blood along with those dew drops, and threatening signs were seen on the face of the sun. It turned bloody red, जो कि एक signal था that something bad is going to happen. The men, Horatio and the guards, they believed that similar omens of terrible things have come to pass. That means अभी भी वही same चीजें, उसी तरीके की same चीजें हो रही हैं. That means the ghost is appearing, which is a warning to the people of our country. I hope it is clear. So there were three things. First, that the dead started rising from their graves and they were speaking in gibberish. The shooting stars were seen at that time in the sky, and there was blood which fell along with the morning dewdrops. Next one is that do you think the scene conveys a sense of fear and foreboding? Would you be fearful if you were in Marcellus or Bernardo's place? Explain with reference to the lines from the poem. So यहाँ पर जो हमसे क्वेश्चन किया जा रहा है दैट इज कि क्या आपको लगता है कि ये जो सीन है जो बिगनिंग में दैट मीन्स एक्ट 1 सीन 1 में जो हमें शो किया गया है बाय William Shakespeare, it is trying to convey a sense of fear. Are we scared? Are we fearful? Is it creating a sense of fear in us? And foreboding, which means a feeling that something troublesome is coming for us. यानी कुछ मुश्किल हमारे लिए आने वाली है. So would you be fearful if you were in Marcellus or Bernardo's place? If अगर आप गार्ड की जगह पर होते तो क्या आपके अंदर भी वही सेम फीलिंग्स होती if you were witnessing the ghost? So we need to explain. We need to give reasons. So, yes, obviously, the scene conveys a sense of fear and foreboding. That means, yes, we would be scared. We would get the hint that something fearful is going to happen with the appearance of the ghost and the reactions of people towards it. If I was in their place, I too would have trembled and looked pale. Trembled, that means we would have started shaking. We would have been scared as Horatio at the sight of the spectre floating in front of him. When Horatio witnessed the ghost, he was also terrified. जब Horatio ने witness किया था ghost को for the first time, he was also scared. I would be in fear and wonder. Obviously, we will be also surprised if we witness such a sight, if we see a ghost, and would try to summon up the courage. We will try to muster up all the courage. We will try to collect all the courage to speak to the ghost, and as Horatio did. जैसे Horatio ने कोशिश करी थी वैसे ही we would also try to speak up to the ghost. Now there are some lines given, vocabulary exercises. These are lines from the text. We need to write the meaning. Have you had quiet guard? Not a mouse stirring. So who is the speaker here? You will find the speaker also, okay? So just knowing the meaning of the line is not enough. You should also know who's the speaker. So the meaning is, was your guard duty eventful? There wasn't even a mouse stirring. So it means that, was your guard eventful? Did something happen when you were on duty? So the reply comes, no, there wasn't even a mouse stirring. That means there was not even a mouse which moved from here. There was no movement. Next, it is, sit down while and let us once again assail your ears. What is the meaning? It means, sit down for a while and let us make you listen to us again. The guards say this to Horatio. Thus twice before, and jump at this dead hour, with marshal's talk hath he gone by our watch. And again the guards say, twice before and exactly at the same time. That means at 1 o'clock, he, that means the ghost, has gone past our guard. That means when we were on the duty, the ghost had appeared and it walked in front of us like a warrior, like a fighter. If thou art privy to thy country's fate, which happily foreknowing may avoid, oh, speak. This was said by Horatio, and he says it to the ghost, and he says, if you know something as yet unknown about your country's fate, if you know something which we people don't know about our country's fate, about our country's luck in the future, which we would avoid if we knew about it, then please speak. सो यहाँ पर कहने का मतलब ये है होरेशियो का कि अगर आप ऐसा कुछ जानते हो जिसको अगर हम जान जाएं तो हम अवॉइड करना चाहेंगे, देन प्लीज टेल अस अबाउट इट, प्लीज स्पीक. नेक्स्ट वी हैव, we do it wrong being so majestical to offer it the show of violence. This was said by Marcellus, and we were wrong to threaten something so majestic with violence when they wanted to stop the ghost from disappearing. So they were of the thought that let us hit it, it might stop. So they hit it with the spear. The morn in russet mantle clad walks over the dew of yon high eastward hill. Here, what does it mean? It means the red glow of the morning is beginning beyond that high hill in the east. Clear? The red glow of the morning, that means the sky looks red, the sun looks red in the morning, and it is rising from beyond the high hill in the east direction. Okay, I hope this much is clear. In case of any doubt, you may ask. Next, we have proverbs about superstitions, जो हम believe करते हैं that it is true, but it might not be. So it is the scene from Hamlet. It refers to, ignorance is the mother of superstition. When you ignore something, a superstition is born. When you ignore the facts, you enter into superstition. Okay, so it says, a fool and his dash are soon dash. We need to complete these proverbs first and match them with the given situation. All right. So a fool and his dash are soon dash. Let's see. So it will be a fool and his money are soon parted. That means if you don't know how to handle the money properly, then you will soon lose all of it. And it matches to situation G. He had inherited a fortune, but within a year, he had spent all of it on fancy cars and gadgets. Next, we have actions speak louder than words, and it matches to situation A. At the end of each term, Sia promises to work hard, but she never does. So actions speak louder than words. You should pay attention to your action rather than your words. Or if I put it another way, जो आप बोलते हो वो आपको करना भी चाहिए. All that glitters, yes, is not gold. This is very famous. All that glitters is not gold. That means whatever is shining, whatever you see is expensive, might not be needy, might not be needful for you, might not be purposeful for you. And what situation? The situation number E, that is, Noah was unsure if the necklace his wife bought at the auction was actually worth the price. जो necklace खरीदा क्या वो actually इतना expensive होना चाहिए था? Next, a dash in time saves dash. A stitch in time saves 9. That means if you take the precautions timely, you can save yourself from the injury. And it matches situation F. You should repair the cracks in the roof now before the rainy season starts. Next, dash be choosers. So it will be beggars can't be choosers. And the situation will be C. We were happy to get tickets to the sold out rock concert, even if the seats were in the back rows. That means, what if you are not in the situation of choosing, then whatever you get, you should be happy with it. You should be satisfied with it if you don't have the situation of choosing something. Next is do not count your chickens until they are hatched. Do not expect something till you complete a thing. So do not count your chickens till they are hatched. Deep situation. Let's see. You should not start celebrating the India's win until the last ball of the match has been played. So you cannot be sure until a thing gets completed. Last one, dash by its cover. Do not judge a book by its cover. That means you should not judge a person upon how he looks. So, Meena might seem soft and timid, soft and weak, but she wins every single inter-school debate competition. She is strong from within. She looks soft and weak, but she is not. Okay. Next, we have direct and indirect speech. You people have done direct and indirect speech. You must have done it in school. So, direct speech and indirect speech, the conversion, it is known as reported speech also. We have different types of sentences. Let's see. In case of questions, we use verbs like asked or inquired. Okay? Like, Bernardo said to Francisco, have you had quiet guard? It is direct speech because we are using inverted commas and we are using the exact words of the speaker. जो speaker ने बोला है as it is हम words use कर रहे हैं. Bernardo asked Francisco if he had had quiet guard. It is indirect. This is reported speech. We use past tense. Have becomes had. Have you had? So had, if he had had. The question to this the answer to this question will be a yes or a no, right? So in such questions, what do? We use if or whether. So that is why if has been used. In case of orders, commands, or exclamatory sentences, we use verbs like ordered, demanded, directed, exclaimed, or remarked. Horatio said to the ghost, by heaven I charge thee, speak. So here, Horatio called upon heaven, that means by the sake of heaven, as a promise to God, he demanded that the ghost speak. Okay. For sentences which which are making a request or suggestion, like imperative sentences, we use verbs like requested, offered, suggested, insisted, advised, urged, and warned. So Horatio said, "Let us impart what we have seen tonight unto young Hamlet." That means let us tell him. Here he is giving a suggestion. So we'll use suggested. Horatio suggested that they impart what they had seen that night unto the young Hamlet. I hope it is clear. Now, this table, you must have studied it in your grammar books. So now becomes then, today becomes that day. We're talking about the changes that we do in the words indicating time and place. So now becomes then, today becomes that day. Please remember these. Yesterday, the day before, tomorrow, the following day, ago, before, last night, the night before, here, there. All right. Now we need to convert the sentences as it is directed to us. The teacher asked me, "Do you know the answer to this sum?" The teacher is asking a question. So the answer to this question will be a yes or a no, right? So that is why we are going to use if or whether. The teacher asked me if I knew you will become I knew the answer to that sum. This becomes that. Now we need to change it into the direct speech. Parul said that her parents had returned from their holiday the day before. So Parul said, "My parents returned from their holiday yesterday." Easy. Next, our cricket coach said, "Alas, we have lost the final match." Here he is expressing his grief. Exclamatory sentence. So our cricket coach exclaimed regretfully. He regretted. He did not like it. He was sorry for it that they had lost the final match. I hope it is clear. I requested my mother to make a cheese omelette for me. So it will be, "Please make a cheese omelette for me," I said to my mother. Because it is a request, so it will be please. The principal told Sunil, "What a beautiful portrait you have painted." We have to change it into indirect. So here the principal is appreciating the work. So the principal praised, or we can use appreciated also. The principal praised Sunil for the beautiful portrait he had painted. Past tense will be used. Next will be, Sarla insisted that I come to her house for the lunch next day. So it will be, Sarla said, "You must come to my house for lunch tomorrow." The next day will become tomorrow. So observe the seventh and eighth one. Librarian said to the children, "Do not make noise here." It will be, the librarian instructed, it is an instruction, the children not to make noise there. We use not to when we are talking about instructions. That means imperative sentences. My brother offered to help me with my school science project for school. My brother said, "Let me," because offer, this is an idea, a suggestion. My brother said, "Let me help you with your school science project." I hope it is clear. In case you have any doubt, you can watch the video again or you can ask me in the comment box. All right. So the Hamlet play, I hope it is clear to all of you.